Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Latinaly podcast. I have really been in the thick of revamping the website. I wanted to just go with Latinaly.com. I do own that site, but I don't know, I have to do like a whole transfer thing, and I kind of don't want to do that. I don't know. It feels, it's just a lot of work that I'm doing in terms of formatting the site. I had it as a blog, I had it as like a one-stop shop for everything that I do, but I'm really focused on the show. So I'm just like, everything needs to be about the show, about the show, about the show. And so that's what the website is. It's about the show. So I am loving the way that it is coming out. I I love the way that it's coming out. It is everything, and I am totally going through a very reformative chapter, season, era. I'm not really sure. It's definitely something of what I'm going through. I think more so I'm going through an identity shift, I feel, and it feels really good. It feels very aligned. It doesn't feel scary. It should feel scary. It should. I mean, it feels scary in terms of like excitement. It doesn't feel scary like, oh my God, I shouldn't do this. But it's very exciting. It's giving me hope for the future, which I have to tell you, I haven't had much. I haven't I haven't had much. Um, because just because. I'm not even gonna talk about it again. I'm so tired of talking about it, but going through career shifts really fucks with your identity. And I really thought that I was okay for a while. I was really telling everybody, I was like, no, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. This is good. This is exciting. This is change. I love it. I thrive on it. Um, the reality check hit me like a in semi. Okay. So I was not okay. And it went from me understanding that I'm not okay, understanding that, no, this is messed up, this is whack, to then saying it's okay to go back on what you felt. You felt that you were ready, you felt that you were great, but you weren't in the thick of it. You weren't in the job hunt. You weren't in that mode of search. You weren't in the mode of trying to get ready and do interviews again. Job hunting actually sucks. And then it's okay to say, okay, even though I played myself in thinking that I was all fine and confident and great, really wasn't. It's okay that I felt that way. I'm going to sit in this for a while. So I sat in my little depression bubble for about a week, especially when no one called me back. If it's meant for me, it's not going to miss me. And everybody is missing me. So perhaps it's just not meant to be. And that's okay. Because the mode that I'm on right now, I don't know. I feel like whenever I get my period, this is like what I do. Like I turn into this like boss lady. I can handle anything. And like, I just need to take this feeling and shove it so deep into my chest that it goes into my aorta and just spreads through my entire body. It just is pumped through my entire body. That is, I think, the energy that I need to keep feeding myself. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. In that, I know the thing is, my circle is already so small that I doubt it. But in that climb, in this re-understanding of myself, because I'm learning about myself, I have to say, in this season, this really weird season of being very unhealthy, unemployed, kind of knowing what to do with my day, but at the same time, not feeling pressure to be on my laptop and not really doing anything because I want to look busy even though I'm not doing anything. This really weird limbo that I have been in since really December up until 2 weeks ago. Like after I kind of wallowed in that for a while, it's only up from here. And that feels really exciting. It's gonna be even more exciting when I am on the other side of the up from here, and then we're just seeing it, and it's like, "Oh my god, she said that in her show, and look at her now, oh my god." Right? So that's how it's gonna feel. That's how I know it's gonna feel because I'm God's favorite. And I have to tell you, all the women who watch my show are also God's favorite. Okay. And as we continue to talk about how to embrace these identity shifts, growth, reinvention, relearnings, you're going to find that the way that you have your relationships is going to change. You're going to start seeing not only a shift in yourself, but a shift in relationships, a shift in dynamics. What was once working is no longer working. What was once smooth and aligned is coming with a little bit of friction and misplacement and feeling very out of sync. In these shifts and changes, you're going to start to become unrecognizable. And yeah, that's the point. But it's not really about leaving people in the dust. Yeah, sure, like you have to leave some people, especially like the toxic ones, the fake friends, but not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who you love that you may now have to file differently in your life. I've often I've often felt that the higher you climb, of course, the higher you climb, the more that you better yourself, you're going to notice that you lose a lot of people, that people are going to act differently around you. They're going to kind of start trouble with you and they're going to try to make passive aggressive comments towards you or take jabs at you because they're not on the same plane as you anymore. Your wavelengths are different. You're up there, they're down here. You're elevating, moving, striving towards new opportunities, building for yourself, thriving, manifesting. You're regulating your nervous system. You're understanding yourself more and what makes you not only tick, but what are your hard limits in terms of socializing, in terms of relationships, in terms of career. This is the identity shift that I'm talking about that I'm kind of going through. And I think that each episode that I air feels closer and closer to this almost full circle moment of the identity shift. That's kind of how I'm feeling. And when you start to really work on yourself, I don't even want to say better yourself because as you work on yourself, sometimes you're not always going to be better. Sometimes you're just going to be. And you working on yourself is going to have ebbs and flows of highs and lows. And that's okay. And that is what I want to make crystal clear is that you're going to have these moments that feel almost like a setback, even though, and as cliche as it is, it has to get worse before it gets better, especially when we're going through these reinventive moments for ourselves and these work in progress seasons that we dive into. And as you start to come on the other side of things, your relationships are going to change because you're changing, things around you are changing, the people around you do not want to change, but it's important to know that that doesn't make them bad people. It just means that perhaps their season of being with you is coming to an end. And I don't mean romantically, I mean also platonically. There was a time when I thought that having a relationship with someone was sort of like a one size fits all. And because I loved that person, it meant giving them full access to me, full proximity of all of my layers of every version of me. And as I get older, especially into my 30s, I realize that there's really only one person on the planet who is going to receive this full proximity access to every version of me, and that's my husband. That's really it. And that's why it's very important to pick your person. Don't choose a fucking bum, okay? So not everyone is going to get all versions of me. They're going to get different ones, and that is managing yourself in accordance with how you file people in your life. Now, of course, people are not manila folders, and that's not really nice to think of them as sheets of paper and assets, and you put them in a filing cabinet in your brain. But sometimes you have to think about that way with people and just relationships in order for you to keep your peace, keep your understanding, keep your mind right. Sometimes you just have to do that. One of my most watched TikToks, and it's pinned to our TikTok page, so please go and watch it, is about a relationship. It's about a friendship. So please go watch it because I think that handling relationships, filing relationships, navigating relationships and different dynamics is probably one of the biggest unifiers of a lot of people in how we go through life. And when you file someone accordingly, it's more of the understanding of saying, like, I say this all the time, accept people as they are and file them accordingly in your life. It could mean anything. That filing could mean anything. You could have a cutoff file. You can have only on birthdays file. You can have I reach out to you once in a blue moon to see how you're doing file. You could have I talk to you every day file. Like, you can have those kinds of relationships with people, and it's this acceptance of not only where you fall in their life, but where they fall in yours. And acceptance is saying that's how they are and that is okay. But it also means I accept you and who you are, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you always get a seat at my table. It's not about removing people that no longer align with you. I mean, if you have to, you have to. I get that. Go no contact if that's what you need. I more so mean the relationships in which you can't do that. So it's not a punishment, it's a repositioning of how you interact with certain people. Some people are memory keepers, history holders, celebration friends, crisis companions, vision partners, or daily life people. Not everyone in your life is meant to be everything. You can have the friend that you don't share your dreams and your aspirations with, but you love. You could have a friend that you kind of don't really vent to anymore, but you're there for them. You could have a friend that you love dearly, but there is no way in hell you're going to take advice from them. And then there are family members that you hold dearly in your heart, but you limit their access to you. All of those things are okay. Now, in terms of lifetime people, there are family members that are lifetime people, but they might drive you crazy. And so you need to file them into the cabinet that says, I love you, but you're out of your mind and I'm going to see you every 2 months. Then you have family members where you're like, oh, I love you, but I don't like you. I don't dislike you enough to cut you off because you've never actually done anything to me, but I dislike you enough to not want to see you except on holidays. So I just deal with your ass for a few hours that day and I get to go home. Or you get to go home. You see what I'm saying? File them accordingly in your life. It is okay to do that with people. It is okay to compartmentalize your relationships and put them into categories and tuck them closely to you. Now, this is not something that like you tell people. This is just something that you do internally to keep your peace. But like in-laws, for example, everyone's in-laws at some point in time are going to drive you out of your mind. I pray to God that I'm not that in-law. I want to be the mother-in-law of my future daughter-in-law's dreams. Oh my God. I want her to look at me and go, I fucking love that woman. I don't even need her to be like, she's my second mom. I don't need any of that. That's great, but I don't need that. I want my daughter-in-law to look at me and go, wow, she loves me like I'm her own. That's what I want. She lets her son be the man of his life. He appreciates his mother. He loves his mother, but he got off her tit years ago. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of, I want my daughter-in-law to look at me and go, until I have kids, she's number 2, I'm number 1. Meaning that me as his mom is number 2 and my daughter-in-law would be number 1. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of in-law that I want to be. You see what I'm saying? Hot boy. I digress. But that doesn't mean I'm probably not going to drive her out of her mind sometimes. But am I ever going to disrespect? Do something vile, evil, make her feel unloved? Make my son choose? Are you fucking kidding? If you make your child choose between their partner and you deserve to get cut off. As a mother, and I'm not a boy, I think this needs to be a whole episode in and of itself because I don't even know how the hell I got here. Boy moms, as a boy mom, you need to calm the fuck down. You need to calm down. That's my son. That's my baby. But that's not my man. Okay? I saw another podcast, and if you know the name of the podcast, please comment the name of the show. I saw a podcast clip where it was like this woman was at a play date and she was talking to the mom of the other child that her son was playing with. The mother comes out and she goes, after the women were alone and the boys went to go play, the woman looked at her and she said, isn't there something just so romantic about having a son? And the woman goes, she pulled out her phone and she was like, can you say that one more time? And started to film her. Because what language is that? Isn't there something so romantic about having a son? Have you actually lost your ever-loving mind? Please stop. All of you psychotic boy mom, like the boy mom who wanted to like match the girlfriend and there was like a reel and it was like when your son's girlfriend and you start to look alike. Oh my God, get a husband. Please stop. Stop. Like you actually, you are giving all of us a terrible, terrible image. And you're going to be the mother-in-law that's going to get cut off. Sorry, not sorry. Warned you, but you need to stop. You need to, you're going to be the kind of mother-in-law where if it's Mother's Day, you're going to expect your son to be with you and not the mother of his children. That's actually insane. You make us all look bad. Now listen, I'm a mama bear, okay? I will die for my children, but best believe so will you. You know what I'm saying? But there's a boundary. That's your child. You need to calm down or you're going to end up on TLC. You have to calm down. Stop it. Because the shit that I've been seeing about boy moms, you're going to be the mother-in-law that gets TikToks made about her. And the reason why your son went no contact, you have to stop and maybe get some therapy. See, like mother-in-laws like that, you go no contact. Now myself, sure, I may be overbearing. I may be loud. And my daughter-in-law may be like, your mother's out of her fucking mind. But that's my bitch. You see what I'm saying? That's the vibe that I'm going for. I'm not going for anything else. Let's get back on track. You can't get me on a roll about something like this because then it's just going to derail and we're not going to get into the material. Okay? We're not going to get into the curriculum because I went on a fucking rant. Does not matter that I started the rant myself, that I put myself there. It's fine. It's fine that I got myself started, but we're going to get out of it. We're done. So, for a lot of us, your family are people that should be with you for a lifetime. And you know what? Sometimes they're not. Then you have to recognize who is there for a season. Are they there for multiple seasons? Or are they there for one season? Some people help you survive. Some people help you heal, build, helped you rise. But not everyone is meant to climb the same mountain. It's like Tyler Perry's speech that he did, where he said, some people are in your life for a season, but you mistake them to be people who are there for a lifetime. Some people are like rocket boosters that once you hit a certain altitude, they pop off. Some people are going to be like the rocket boosters and they are going to pop off of your rocket because they cannot handle the altitude that you are climbing. That does not mean that they are bad people. That does not mean that they are people that you should cut off. They can't go where you're going. If you have not seen that speech, I kind of just said it verbatim. Go watch it. So I've seen that there could be a lot of negative responses to like a small circle. Like I saw this video. It was one of those where it was just like, oh, like who cares if you have a small circle of friends? Like just say you're the problem. Here's the gag is that if you are that bitch, you are really the problem. You see what I'm saying? I love girls that have a million friends. I love you guys. I envy you sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's so cute. And I love when girls have like a million bridesmaids in their wedding. I'm like, oh my God, like good for you, bitch. Good for you. I have like 3 friends and I'm related to 2 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that's you, comment down below. Okay? Because we are very aligned. Okay. Now, for me, sure, when I was young, I was the toxic person that people had to cut off. And you know what? Period, bitch. Love that for you. Love that for you. Cut me off. Now you're doing better. Great. Great. It's okay to admit that you were the problem back then. Now, I'm not the problem. I know what the fuck a problem looks like. Because I was one, I am not one. When we see women that have small circles of friends, that is because they found the people that are capable of doing both. They found the people that are meant to be everything for them because they are everything to that person. And it's not about the person, it's about the relationship. Because if you and this particular person have such synergy that you just work like peanut butter and jelly, like your soulmates. When you find, and you can have multiple, when you find your soulmate in a friend, lover, whatever, I don't give a shit. It could be a dog. It doesn't matter. When you find it, they are everything for you. They are the memory keepers, celebration friends, history holders, crisis companions, vision partners, daily life. No, not everyone is meant to be everything for you, but there are people that can be everything for you. When you find them, hold on to them because they are very rare. And that is why we have small circles of friends. Very tiny because we hold the rare ones. And when I say small circle, I mean people that I can be myself with. I mean people that I can show all my different versions to and not feel any source of judgment, any ridicule, any side eye, competition, bullshit. I can be me. I don't have to file those people accordingly in my life because they are everything. They are the person that is supposed to be with me for a lifetime. And when you find those people, you put them in your circle, you put them in your, I always say I have this, I'm holding my fist up. I always say inside of my fist is my heart and my heart is my untouchables. My untouchables are the things and people that I hold very sacredly to my heart. Everything else I really don't care about. Those circle of friends are in those untouchables. You understand? Now you have friendships and acquaintances or what have you. Okay, but my untouchables, that's within the untouchables lies that circle of friends. And it's recognizing who those people are. Now, also making sure that you don't mistake someone who is meant to be in your life for a season, but you're trying to have them there for a lifetime. That is probably one of the worst things that you can do. And you will know that they are meant to be there for a season if they fall off the moment that you hit a certain altitude in your life. Because when we start to evolve and reinvent and change, we start to become unrelatable to those people that were only meant to be in our life for a season because we were one way in one season and we're changing in another. In that change into another, that person, I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to transition with you into season 2, sis. They may only have one season with you. But that, again, doesn't mean that they're bad people, just means that you file them accordingly. Because who you were in season 1, you were one way. Now, I don't particularly think that that means that she's lost forever. But in season 2, we're moving a little bit differently, right? We're experiencing things differently. Our reframe, perspective, habits, those are changing. And when people can't meet you in the season that you're in right now, that's okay. Keep them there and you file them accordingly. That's all. And now you know what version of yourself to give to them. And that doesn't mean that season 1 was bad and season 2 was good. It just means that it's different. You're different. Not necessarily better, not worse, just different. When we move into these different eras, seasons, what have yous of ourselves, sometimes for some people, we become unrelatable. I'm not going to lie. Love that for me. I'm okay with becoming unrelatable. Because sometimes when you have people in your life for a certain season, there could be a lot of struggle going on in your life. There could be a lot of constant crisis. I remember there was a phase in my life a long time ago where it was as though every time I hopped on the phone with this one girl, we always had some shit to talk about. But it was always drama, always tea, it's always something. And then I I didn't have that anymore. I was removing a lot of that from my life. And then the conversations shifted to, girl, I don't really got that much drama in my life. This might be a boring conversation. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, okay. Well, I just called you because I was bored and I was looking for some tea, but I'll talk to you later. Oh, okay. Okay, girl, bye. I've had that interaction before. That person's no longer in my life. But it's an example like that that shows that you are going to become unrelatable to people. We did drama dump on each other a lot, but then it became almost that my drama was a source of entertainment. And then when I had no more drama, that was pretty much it. Pretty much it. And I felt that distance immediately. Not because she was bad or that I was better. It was that the things that we were bonding over, they were becoming non-existent. It got to a point where myself and this person no longer had many things in common, and it was just different. I think that's what it means to outgrow each other, and I was also having a lot of relationship changes in with my husband, who I'm now married to, but at the time we were just dating. I was, still in school. We were hoping to move out, and I wasn't on IG looking at my man cheating on me or Facebook looking at my man in other girls' comments. Having girls message me talking about, hey, girl to girl, I'm really sorry to do this. That was not me. I never had to worry about where my man was, ever. My man let me track his phone from the moment that that feature became available. So I never had to worry about that. So, and I say that because I'm going through relationship growth and I'm going through relationship milestone changes in the direction that I wanted them to go in. Again, not better, but better for me. Because my better and your better could look very different. So I'm going in the direction that I want to go to in my relationship while still trying to be there for my friend whose relationship is going in the other direction, even though she wants to have it go in the same direction as mine. So that also caused a bit of a problem. But I never wasn't there to help, lend support, be a shoulder. Like I never, ever, especially when life is going really crappy for somebody and your life is going in a different direction. See, what I would like to do is kind of just alter the way that I interact with that person. Now, you do have friends that are like, "Girl, tell me what's going on with your life because I see you and you're thriving, you're winning. I need some good in my life. Tell me what's going on with you because I can't." Those are the friends that you keep for a lifetime. If you have someone in your life who is cheering for you, rooting for you, screaming from the bleachers for you when you are at a win and they are at a loss in their life, you better hold that bitch down better than her man, better than her parent. You better hold her down and be there for her and be her friend. Because what do you mean? You don't find people like that around here no more. Pour into her. She's already pouring into you and she ain't got nothing left. So best believe that with all the wins and blessings and highs that you have, you better pour a lot of that into her motherfucking cup. Watch how they pour into you, especially within their own seasons of life. And you better match that energy. So in those two different instances, we have those different dynamics, right? Because with this particular friend that I was talking about, I started to shift the way that I spoke to her. I wasn't talking about all the wonderful things I was doing with my man because she didn't want to hear it. Again, that's human. That's human. It's not because she's an asshole. It's just she's human and she's going through a lot of shitty things with her man. Why would she want to hear about the wins of mine? At the end of the day, it's a very human thing, even with women that go through IVF. A woman is going through IVF. Do you really want to hear 1,000 different pregnancy announcements? Meanwhile, you're fighting for your life to conceive? No. Then you find people who, even though they do go through IVF, and it hurts them sometimes to hear these pregnancy announcements, they will still cheer you on and love you and be there for you and go through every pregnancy experience for you, even though they are bleeding, sweating, and crying to get that same experience. They will be there for you because they understand that two things can be true at the same time. They can be happy for you, but hurt for themselves. Lifers. Those are people who can be in your life for a lifetime because that person doing that for you is because they love you. They see you, they love you, they cherish you. You have some people that are incapable of doing that, depending on the season that they're going through. Give a little grace. Let's not bring out the shears and start cutting people off just because they're in a bad season of life. Show up, be there for them, and they'll come to you. I think it goes without saying who you need to cut off. Certain people in your life can be lifetimers and they have really shitty seasons and you need to place them accordingly in your life to cater to the season that they're in. To make sure that when they come out of whatever it is, that you're right there. If you are going to find people and keep them there for a lifetime, you better make sure that you are there for a lifetime for them as well. And it's not about a hierarchy. It's not about saying I'm better than you and I'm higher than you or I'm thriving faster than you or I'm making more money than you, so I'm better than you and you don't align with me anymore. No, not even financial. Let's not even go into financial. Because what do you mean if I say to my friend, and I got it, "Hey girl, been a long time. Let's go to dinner." "Oh, hey, yeah, I don't really have it right now. So, you know, um, maybe we could do, coffee." "Okay, girl, I got you, but do you want coffee or do you want dinner? Because I got you. So we could do the dinner and kiki and have a beautiful dinner, or we could do coffee. It's entirely up to you, but I got you. It's on me." What do you mean that your friend doesn't have it and you're gonna be like, "Oh, well, fuck it. She don't got it. She don't got it. So fuck it. We ain't going." Because when I got it, we going out. Don't even bring your wallet. Bring your ID, but don't bring your wallet. Keep that shit at home. I got it. I'll go out to lunch with my girlfriend and we will have to fight whose card is being put down. I went out with my girlfriend. We put both our cards down and this bitch took my card out of the fucking queso, not the cartera, not the receipt thing, the book. She took my card out of it, gave it to the waitress the last minute. I said, I'm going to get you next time. It was funny. And then the waitress was like, God, I'd love to see that. Because then the next time we went out, I told the waitress, do not take her card from her. I said, when you come here with the bill, don't even give me the bill. Just take my credit card and do not take her credit card. She was like, okay. So then it happened. And my friend had the nerve to look at me like, bitch, really? Like I had to get you back. Because what are you doing? What are you doing? Please don't get me started on finances and friends. Oh my God, please don't. Because we could be here forever. And that's why this entire conversation of filing people accordingly, it's not negative. It's not a bad thing. It's not coming from a place of judgment. It's about alignment because sometimes you need to file people accordingly for them and their life and say, okay, they're going through this. I need to move this way. I got this in-law that I really don't fuck with. I need to file you this way so that I can keep my peace this way. You understand? So it's about alignment. It's about clarity. It's not about cutting people off. It's not saying that filing people accordingly is something negative because everyone's toxic and an asshole. That's not what this conversation is. Sometimes in your moments of becoming, not everyone is going to get access. It's about the understanding that growth will rearrange your circle for you sometimes. Accepting people for who they are in their seasons of life and in your seasons of life, and understanding that sometimes you may have to limit the proximity that they have to you. You may have to limit the versions of yourself that they get of you. Also realizing that sometimes have to provide something for people in their seasons of life, the way that they give to you, and how you move through those, how you navigate through those, how you grow from those into the next. And you read the dynamics in the relationships in your life, can you say, okay, we were in each other's lives for a season, or you're in my life for a lifetime. And there are going to be moments where it ebbs and it flows, and we're going to have good times and bad times. But no matter what, we're going to be here for each other. And it's that understanding, it's that realization, it is that clarity that we need to continue to move through life in the way that we intend, that we need, and with purpose. And with that, I thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you can't get enough of me this same way I can't get enough of you, go ahead and follow us on TikTok and on Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can watch this episode, or you can listen everywhere else. It's up to you. And be sure to go to kiahburgos.com, where you can go over to our Ask section and you can ask us anything anonymously, and you can be on the next Sign Kiah, where I answer all of your submissions candidly. And we have new merch, so you can go over to our website and you can go to our merch tab and see all of the fun, wonderful things that we have. I designed so many. They are gorgeous. I'm actually waiting for them to come in the mail for myself. So go ahead and check that out. I thank you so much for listening. I'm Kiah Burgos. This is the Latinaly podcast, where we are untamed, uncensored, and always unapologetic. And I will see you next time.